I watch me and what's around me.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to watch somebody else. I'm watching me and what's around me. So I watch a lot of my videos.
You watch yourself?
Oh, y'all watch me. yeah. I'm somewhat of a narcissist, but I'm a self, one that can admit it and try to work on it. But now I watch me a lot because now I'm starting to find me entertaining and funny.
I don't think you're a narcissist. I think that's more of a being a perfectionist.
Already, yeah. I'm starting to find me funny and entertaining, and I'm starting to get my own message. Yeah, that's strange. But my own speeches are having impacts on me as if somebody else is talking.
You inspire yourself?
Yeah. Man, I go back and hear some of the old speeches and even some of the current ones, and I ask myself, man, where did that come from?
Do you look at yourself? Do you look at your old stuff and then you look at your new stuff, and do you see a vast difference?
Yeah, I see a big difference. Yeah. Boy, I was cold in the beginning. If they think I'm something now, boy, that dreadhead Charleston, that broke dreadhead Charleston, trying to be a daddy and a community activist, yeah, I was way worse than what I am now.
They think that you bad now, though.
They got to go. If they go back and watch my old Facebook videos, homie, I started out fighting with white folks doing the ignorant fool.
Yeah.
I didn't start out. I started out getting drugged out of City Hall. I started out getting hog-tied and put in chokehold by the police. No, I didn't start out on the internet. I was relieved to get to the internet.
Yeah.
No, man, I started out going to jail and disappearing out the system with them white folk. They really admitted me into a mental asylum, homie.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I thought, listen, when you mentioned something like that, I thought you was talking about, like, you know how when you get out of jail or you get out of prison and they put you in a halfway house.
Did you hear that old on your show when he said when he came out that nut house?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, man, my homeboy, and I talk about this all the time, my homeboy's son, homie, had a high-ranking police officer, officer by the name of Officer Garrett Hull. May God rest his soul. And so at that time, I'm real revolutionary. Police shooting was high in the country. Police shooting was real high in the country. I had just come through training with our local police department. They was doing this thing with procedural justice, trying to come up with this new concept, but an old blueprint called the New 21st Community Policing. So right before the George Floyd riots, right after Mike Brown, the federal government was running a project. It was kind of like an experiment. It was called the Federal National Initiative. And so after the Baltimore and Ferguson riots, the government looked out into America and tried to find where's the most likeliest places that something like this would occur. So they picked 6 cities to run this pilot program, this pilot project that was called a national initiative. So, and they brought this idea of this training that was called procedural justice training. And it was supposed to get the cop out of the car and bring him back to the community on the beat where he know his people, and the community know him. And it was a great concept, a great idea. And so as a community activist, when the police department started having community meetings with the community leaders, when I hear it, I said, man, this is good game. So, for instance, in procedural training, in the procedural justice training, they got a program called Success Through Respect, where they teach, I'm gonna just say black kids, teach black people how to interact with the police, homie, because we don't know how to interact with the police. Most black children have a problem with male authority figures, whether it's white, black, Mexican, a janitor, a police officer, a coach. They have a problem with male authority figure because they never really had male authority, right?
Yep, I agree.
So it's much easier for them to deal with a female officer, a female probation officer, right? Because they're used to their mothers. So we don't really know how to interact with law enforcement, right? From our natural resentments of male authorities. So with this success through respect, it was teaching, if a police pull you over at nighttime, right? Now this is something where law enforcement teach their children.
Yeah.
If a cop pull you over at nighttime and it's you and 2 or 3 buddies in the car and y'all some legit, cut the dome light on.
Yep.
Roll your windows down. Don't take off your seatbelt. Don't reach for your wallet. Don't reach for the glove box. You tell your buddy, put your hands on the dashboard.
Yep.
You tell your buddy in the back, you put your hands on the thing.
Right, on the
you keep
headrest,
yours
yep.
on the steering wheel. When that cop get there and he lean down and see all these steps you done took, well, for one, he know you done that for his safety.
Yep.
So he can
so
get a
he
clear.
respect. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yep.
So it changes the whole
You
dynamic.
disarm him.
You disarm him.
Yep.
He could have been having a bad day. Y'all ain't even spoken to each other. But because you took these measures, you done changed the whole dynamic of this stop. We don't know that. As soon as he stop up, we unhooking the seatbelt, we reaching for our bar, we go to reaching. Well, he automatically holding his gun because he don't know what you're reaching for.
Yeah.
We never think their safety. So having this concept, homie, really changed my life.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying, I'm sitting and listening to this, I'm saying, well, why aren't our black leaders getting this information and coming back and equipping us, right? With this is a tool to have. This is a tool to have this kind of game when you're getting stopped.
Yeah.
So I started noticing that our community leaders was squabbling more about getting the money through the CCPD funding. So this is what most black people in America don't know. There's no help in America that's gonna come through the black communities that don't come through the police department. Your community leaders have to work with the police. They don't have to snitch, they don't have to tell, but all the funding that comes to the 501c3s, some after school program, the Boys and Girls program, that funding comes through your police department's funds, through CCPD funding, under the umbrella of public safety.
I didn't know that.
Under the umbrella of public safety.
Yeah.
So when you look at the state of California, they have $1 billion budget. Their police department have over $1 billion budget. What can a police department do with $1 billion besides buy guns, military equipment? So 50% of that funding really is the communities.
Yeah.
But if your community leaders know how to get it, but your nonprofit leaders don't, then your pastors get the money because your pastors got into bed with the state by way of the 501c3. It used to then be like that. So that's why the community leaders and the community programs don't get the money, because who's in bed with the police? The pastor.